Hello students, hello children, how are you all? This video of mine is on a very special day, World Environment Day. Today, 5th of June is celebrated as World Environment Day all over the globe. So let me start my video today with a story, just to give you the gist of the significance of celebrating that day. There was one event, art event, a drawing event, and in that the joint families were called, grandparents, parents, their children. So they were called. And first of all, they called grandparents. And the parents and the children, their children, they were told to be wait outside. And the grandparents were called inside. And the grandparents were given posters, the sheets, posters, and the colors, and they were told to draw whatever they feel like and make it as beautiful as they can. So सबने दादा दादी नाना नानी सबने बहुत अच्छे अच्छे ड्राइंग्स बनाए, खूब कलरफुल ड्राइंग्स बनाए, and once their time was over, they were told to leave the room, and then they called the parents. Now the parents will come, and like parents also, they gave the piece of paper and the colors. The colors were lying there only, so they were told to use the colors and make the picture as beautiful as they want. And so they also drew beautiful pictures on the paper given to them. And once their time was finished, they were also requested to leave the room, and then came the children. अब जब बच्चे आए, so they were also given the piece of papers, and they said, okay, now you draw and make it as beautiful as you want, make it very beautiful, colorful. So the children started their making their drawings and paintings, and once they were asked to leave, the organizers, they were shocked to see the paintings of children. Why? Because the paintings of children were all black, black and white, no colors, no brightness, no beauty. Why? So the organizers were very disappointed. So they asked the students, the children, why there's no beauty of colors in your on your papers? The it's not beautiful, it's all black and white. So the children said, there were no colors left for us, ma'am. There were no colors, because all the colors were used by grandparents and parents. So I think you have got the message. Yes. So same is with the natural resources. Same is with our environment. This environment is having so many beautiful colors, and we all are using them. But we have to take care that while using them, we have to use them judicially. We have to conserve them for our next generation, for our future generations. Because when the future generations will come here, they should also have the beauty of nature. They should also have this beautiful environment which we are feeling. Think about the joy of getting up in the morning and going to the garden. The calmness, the peace, the serenity you feel. It's nature, the environment. And this environment is because of the natural resources, because of the biodiversity which is surrounding us. But what we are doing is we are exploiting it. The environment has everything for the need of the human beings and other organisms. But no one can fulfill the greed of human beings. All other organisms, they are happily living on this earth because they are using this earth, they are using its natural resources for their survival. And they are in their way giving also. But what human beings are doing? Human beings are exploiting it. We have taken this mother nature for granted. And that is how we have started seeing the consequences of this. We have exploited, we have overexploited this natural resources which are available to us for our profit, for our greed, not for our need, because there is enough for need of each and every one of us. But it's the greed for which we are taking this environment for granted. And remember, there is no planet B. Only this planet Earth is there, and we have to conserve it. We have to use all the resources which are available to us judicially. We have to conserve them, and that's how we can sustain it and we can save it for future generations. So now in brief, let me tell you the history of this World Environment Day. This World Environment Day was started by it is celebrated, observed every 5th of June and annually. And this World Environment Day is a United Nations Environment Program which is organizing several events and initiatives to encourage awareness and involvement of people for the protection of the environment. Now, every year there is a theme for this World Environment Day. And this year, the theme is, this World Environment Day theme is reimagine, recreate, and restore. So many more R's with us, with reduce, recycle, reuse. Now it is reimagine, recreate, restore. So this is the theme of this year. And this 2021, this marks the beginning of the United Nations decade, that is 2021 to 2030, the 10 years, and it is for the ecosystem restoration. Ecosystem restoration is the objective, is the theme for this decade of United Nations. And every year, this was established like this. United Nations were started. They started this. This United Nations Assembly, it established this World Environment Day in 1972 after discussion on environment-related issues during the first day of the Stockholm Conference on Human Environment. 2 years later, in 1974, it was first observed in US. The theme of first World Environment Day was only one Earth. That was to give the importance that we are having only one Earth and we have to conserve it, we have to save it, we have to protect it, we have to nurture it. So in 1987, the idea of rotating the center of these activities. Earlier, it used to be only with the US, but afterwards it was thought in 1987 that every country should have the privilege of being the center of these activities. And it was started in 1987. And more than 140 countries are participating in this. So what happened, that it was an opportunity for all these countries to host this event of World Environment Day. And since then, the various countries have celebrating it, observing it, and giving their ideas and being the host for this global event. Now, this year, 2021, Pakistan, in collaboration of United Nations Environment Program, is the global host. So this year, the global host for this program is Pakistan. And this day is highlighting the importance of ecosystem restoration. And because the theme is reimagine, recreate, and restore. So we have to recreate our beautiful environment. We have to reimagine our beautiful environment, and we have to restore our beautiful environment. So this is the theme for this year's World Environment Day. Now the thing is that why is the need to conserve environment? Because as I told you, the human activities such as deforestation, urbanization, industrialization, these all things have spoiled or destroyed the natural resources. The biodiversity of ecosystem. First of all, let's understand in a layman's language, what is an ecosystem? Ecosystem kya hai? Ecosystem is an area where living and non-living are interacting with each other and giving a stable, sustainable biological system. For example, take a pond. So a pond is an ecosystem. In pond, there are aquatic plants. Pond ke pani mein पौधे भी हैं. There are aquatic animals, and these aquatic plants and aquatic animals, they are getting sunlight, they are getting water from the plant, from the pond, they are getting air, and they are interacting with these non-living things because they need all these things for their survival. So they are interacting with these non-living factors, and they are making a pond a stable entity, a stable biological system. But this pond itself is also not stable because it has to interact with other ecosystems. So we have to conserve all ecosystems together. It's either one or none. It's like that. If we want to conserve, we have to conserve everything. We have to conserve each and everything. Then only we can restore the ecosystems of our earth. Now, the question arises that how, like earlier, we never used to. It's because of our progress. It's because of our progress. It's because of our development. The human beings started using, misusing, and then abusing the natural resources. And slowly now the day has come when we have to seriously think about restoring these natural resources. Otherwise, there will be the planet Earth would not be a suitable place for our future generations to survive. Now, this is a very serious, alarming conditions because we are saying global warming is there, acid rain is there, CFCs are playing havoc. So we know what different kinds of pollutions, what these pollutions are doing to our environment. And all these things, they are disturbing, and their consequences are natural calamities. Consequences are floods, consequences are cyclones, consequences are earthquakes. So all these things which are happening, the climate change, The climatic change is there. If our the temperature of our earth would rise by only point something more, then there will be the melting of the ice of north and south poles, and the whole world would be water submerged, no life. So what is the need? Now what we should do? We cannot stop our progress. We have to progress. Like we cannot tell you that, okay, now stop using your cars, stop using fuel and start riding horses or start, no, that is not the solution. With the development, we have to find out the smart ways by which we can conserve our environment, because we need not compromise on our progress. We need not compromise on our progress, economic progress, on our industrial progress, on other progress also. Like we cannot compromise with our progress of any kind. But at the same time, we can plan, we can think of smart ways of conserving this environment of ours. Now, the government is doing a lot. The summits are there, everything is there. People are meeting, international summits are going on, the governments of different countries are meeting, they are planning the strategies. Then there are many NGOs, they are doing their bit. So everybody is doing, is aware now these days and conscious and doing their bit to make this environment, make this earth a place, a better place to live. Now, we have seen that this COVID pandemic time has shown us that how important the oxygen is. The oxygen cylinders, they were in much demand. They are still in much demand for the patients of COVID. But can you think about this nature? These plants, they are giving us free oxygen. How many metric liters, tons these plants have given us? Every day they are giving us free of cost. The sunlight, the oxygen, the food which we get. So everything we are getting from this mother nature. That's why it is called mother. Why do we call Hamari Dharti Mata? Mata means the Mata is one who gives you everything. जब से आप हम पैदा हुए हैं, and we are looked after by our mothers. The mothers feed us. The mothers give us all the protection. The mothers nourishes us. The mother nurtures us. So similarly, that's why it is called Mother Nature. So this Mother Nature, we should not take her for granted. So this day is to know the significance. Not only this day, every day we should be having Environment Day. Every day we should be thinking about how to conserve our environment. Every day we should tell ourselves the importance and what are we without this Mother Nature. We are nothing. We cannot do anything without it, because we want everything from this nature. We want everything from our environment. So if we want everything from our environment, we have to protect it. We have to conserve it. So for, as I told you, that everybody is doing their bit, but now this video is mainly to focus on what we as individuals can do to save this environment. What we can do, our bit, what it should be. So first of all, the first thing which is there, I'm giving you 10 points. So these 10 points you have to remember, and this we can do. We always keep blaming the international communities, the Indian government and the societies. Rather, stop this blame game and everyone start doing his her own bit, so the world would be a better place to live. Now, first of all, the number one point in this list of my 10 points is awareness. First of all, until and unless we are aware, until and unless we know the importance, until and unless we know the significance of anything, we won't try to save it. So first of all, it is our moral duty, the elders have the moral duty to pass on this awareness, to this knowledge to their next generation. So now these days we all are sitting in our homes, the lockdown is there and family time is there. It's a great time. We all should sit together and discuss and tell our children that what all mother nature has done for us, what all environment is giving to us, and how we can repay it and how we can take care of it. So first of all, the awareness, the importance क्या है, पर्यावरण का संरक्षण क्यों जरूरी है, सबसे पहले बच्चों को ये बताइए, सबसे पहले बच्चों को बताइए कि प्लांट से हमें क्या मिलता है, पानी हमारे लिए क्यों जरूरी है, सनलाइट, बिजली वेस्ट नहीं करनी है. So these small things, if we keep teaching our children, it will help a long. It is going to help a long way. So first is awareness. Second is जो हम कर सकते हैं वो है shift to reusable water bottles and straw. Because water bottles or straw, these are the two things which I think everybody is using, and most of the time we are using plastic bottles, we are using plastic straws, and they are very dangerous for the environment. So अगर हम अब सिर्फ खुद के लिए 10 लोगों को बोल सकते हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. If you can take community with you, there's nothing like that. But first of all, you can stop using these plastic bottles, and you should start using reusable water bottles. You can use a stainless steel water bottle. You can use a copper water bottle because that is very good for other medical benefits also. And any reusable bottle we should use. And for this straw also, the bamboo is the good option. Then paper, recycled paper, and then metal straws can be made. So this is good option. Second point. Now third is start a new sustainable diet. Now what does I mean with this is sustainable diet is that if we know that switching to a seasonal vegetable, normally what we do, like whenever we are using things which are coming from the cold storage, or the things which are coming from faraway places, so the transportation is there, the fuel is being used in the transportation, the cold storage uses the electricity, and it is more costly also. And we are not helping in when we are buying these things, we are not helping our local farmers. So we have to buy from our local farmers, and we have to buy seasonal fruits and vegetables. Now how will you find out which is seasonal, because these days everything is available everywhere. So how will you find out which is seasonal? Look around your this thing, sabji jab aap khareedne jaate hain, all vendors, even small vendor, he or she, what they are selling is the local thing, is the seasonal thing, because seasonal thing is available with every vegetable seller, seasonal thing is available with every food seller. So go and look for the seasonal things to help the local farmers, and it is a sustainable diet also. So we have to start a new sustainable diet so that we can save the environment, we can save the wastage of the resources on other things which are being utilized for transportation, for storage, and for other purposes. So all these things should be prevented. Now, the fourth thing is that we have to stop using single-use plastic. Now it has been banned also, but still this practice is going on at various places. The single-use plastic should be stopped at all. The polythene which we are getting from the markets, the fancy polythenes, they are of no use because we are bringing them home, taking out the things from it and throwing it, and this goes into the garbage bins, and from garbage bins they go into the landfills, and from landfills the animals are eating it, and animals are eating and dying. So the deadly consequences are there of this single, and we can't do with this plastic, we can't recycle it, we can't do anything with this. So the single use plastic should be, it is banned, and it should be banned from our conscious of like from in our conscious also we should ban it. It's not that government has banned it and then they have to they give the rules, though it has been banned and you are not supposed to use it. It should not be like that. It should be from our inner consciousness that yes, we have to stop using this single use plastic. So this around 40% of the plastic used in the world is of single use. So we have to switch to reusable things like reusable glass containers. We have to, rather than using plastic containers in our kitchens, we can use glass containers, we can use metal containers, we can use stainless steel boxes, stainless steel containers. The choice is many, it's endless. So we have to switch. It's only the some change in mindset, and we have to change from the from polythene to these days lovely jute bags are available, cloth bags are available. So it's like going back, it's a cycle. Our forefathers, they used to carry, our grandparents, they used to carry cloth bag only, jute bag only. Then came these fancy plastic bags, and now we are going back to that jute and cloth bag, and that is the best. So we should carry a cloth bag with us. We should carry a reusable water bottle with us so that we can avoid using these plastic bottles, plastic containers, and polythenes. Okay. Now the next is we have to clean our indoor air. Outdoor air we can clean. Outdoor air we can clean by taking our vehicles for servicing. This is what we can do. Like what is in our hand is we can take our vehicle for regular service. Both of these days the pollution certificate is there, the pollution check is there. So the emissions from our vehicles should be checked and should be, we get the certificate from time to time, and we should not contribute to the air pollution outside. But what about indoor pollution? Indoor pollution is, I'm talking about our ACs, I'm talking about our fridge, I'm talking about our electronics, other electronics. When the AC vents, the AC filters are not cleaned, the fridge coils are not cleaned, these electronics, they are consuming more electricity, as well as they are not letting the air be purified inside the homes. So air pollution comes from a variety of sources such as dust, improper ventilation, and it impacts the indoor air. Now, we should take this opportunity of World Environment Day to clean up our ACs, to clean the coils of our fridge. We should declutter the household cleaning supplies which contain artificial substances. And because cleaning of our electronic household items, they use less electricity, less energy to regulate temperature. So that way we are doing our bit to save the environment. Okay. Now next thing is cook an environment friendly meal. Now, what do we mean by environment friendly meal is that we should be buying local things, as I told you, seasonal things. And another thing is that seeing the importance of biodiversity, seeing the importance of variety of things which is around us, we should sustain our biodiversity. So we have to select our meal. We have to read what are the ingredients in the in that food, and then only we should consume it. So whenever we are buying any packaged food, first of all, we should avoid using packaged and canned food. But if at all we are using them, we have to look for all the ingredients, and we have to go for an eco-friendly option. Okay. Now the next is invest in energy efficient appliances. Whenever we are going to buy any electronic appliances, we should go for 5 star, because they give the star. So that star, we should see the energy saving and star rated appliances, and we should go for that appliances, even if it is costly. For the initial cost is more, but afterwards the energy, it is energy saver. So if the on bills, on environment safety, it would be better option. So always go for energy efficient appliance whenever you are going to buying for your this thing, any electronic appliances. Okay. Now the next is, you have to, the most important thing is what we can do is we have to plant trees. We have to grow more and more trees, because every time we are cutting trees, the deforestation is going on at a very rapid pace, for making roads, for making cities, for making industries, for using the products. So if we are cutting one tree, we have to plant 100 trees, and that would also not compensate, but at least we should do that. So we have to plant and grow more and more trees. Wherever you find the space, you grow more trees. You grow trees, plants in your garden. You grow plants in your kitchen garden. Just buy seeds, or even use the seeds of vegetables and foods which are using in the house to plant, and it gives you immense pleasure when you see the seedling and the germination of that seed which you have planted. It gives you immense pleasure. It gives you immense pleasure by plucking the vegetable and fruit from your own garden. So it has its reward, it has its beauty. So plant more and more trees. And what I can suggest you is that in every family, make it a tradition, or make it a rule, that whoever's birthday is there, or anniversary, wedding anniversary is there, we will gift plants to each other. And that way, and we will write the name also, so that plant will be there in our garden, and we will remember, on this birthday I got this plant, on this birthday of mine I got this plant. So that way we can have the bonding also with the plant. Another thing which we can do is, we can adopt the plant, like of our locality. During this especially the summer months, I've seen May and June, because of the scorching heat, and it's very hot, and the plants, they die, the leaves dry up. So we should adopt one plant of our locality, and everybody should be known that this plant I have adopted. So it's watering this plant and looking after this plant is my responsibility. So if we can start these things, and these my students, the young students of mine, they can make their neighborhood, their society aware about the benefits of planting more and more plants. So they should go now, not now in this COVID time, but otherwise you can play, there's a nukkad games, and the nukkad natak should be there, so that we can spread the awareness about the importance of these plants. So plants, we can grow more and more plants. Wherever we find space, just grow some plant and see the joy of growing that plant. See the joy of looking at that plant grow. So that all these are the points which we can do, which what we can do, because normally what we do, this is this environment day 5th June, okay, it's over, gone. Not like that. The environment day is there. We should do our bit to celebrate this environment day, and it should leave some impact on the society. Okay, now well, I was talking about the diversity. We have to save the diversity, the biodiversity. What is diversity? Diversity is different things. Biodiversity means many different living things, many different living organisms. So the more the variety, the stable is the ecosystem. Now we will say, "Are kya farak padta hai?" So same thing, everybody, the ecologist also used to understand, used to think the same way, that it is not going to leave any impact on the environment if we are deforesting some land and making one industry there, or if we are deforesting, we are cutting the trees of one small land and making our house there. So, but slowly and slowly, it is going to make a large impact on the global environment. For this, one hypothesis, very interesting hypothesis was given, and this hypothesis is called Rivet Popper hypothesis. And this Rivet Popper hypothesis was given by ecologist of Stanford, and his name was Paul Ehrlich. This Paul Ehrlich said that he compared the ecosystem with one aeroplane. So he said, whenever we are boarding the plane, and every time we are going and we are removing one rivet. What is rivet? Rivet is a small joint, like a small pin, metal pin, which connects the two parts of the aeroplane, two parts of any machinery. So what happens, this if you go and you went to boarded the aeroplane, you sat there, and yeah, you remove one rivet of your seat. Chalo, it will not make any difference, and nobody will notice it also. Okay, next time you go and you will remove something from the seat of the front person, that will also go unnoticed. But slowly and slowly, every time if you are removing some or the other things, and slowly and slowly you have started removing the rivets of the wings, now that, if that will give you a big impact, because that can lead to the plane crash. So this is the hypothesis he gave, and he compared the aeroplane with the ecosystem. He said this aeroplane is like ecosystem, and what we are doing is, every time we are removing something or the other thing which is not having an observable impact for that movement, and we are thinking that no, we have done nothing, but ultimately it is going to have a large impact on the environment, and we have started seeing those impacts by the natural calamities we are seeing these days. So the climatic changes which are occurring, so these are the bigger impacts which are because of removing the reducing and removing the biodiversity, and damaging the habitats of many organisms. So this is the result. We are facing the consequences. But the good thing is that it's not too late. We can still manage it, and we will manage it. But the only thing is that we have to be alert, aware, and we have to, every time you are seeing, even if the light is on, just go, and if no one is in the room, just switch it off. Just turn off the tap of water if no one is using it. These are the small things we can do. And these are going to make a large difference in the overall scenario. So on this World Environment Day, let's take a pledge that we are going to conserve our environment, because there is no other planet B. This only Earth is there, and we have to conserve it. We have to use it judicially. We have to save it. We have to protect it. We have to respect it like we respect our mothers. So wish you all the very best in this mission. And one more thing I want to request to all of you is that please in comments write one thing which you feel that can make a difference, or which we can do as individuals, what we can do to save our environment. I would appreciate it if you write in comments one thing which you feel, which you think will make a difference if we do it at individual level. Thank you so very much, and pledge to plant more and more trees. Thank you so much. Be happy, be safe, and a happy World Environment Day to you all once again. Thank you.